but it has the potential to test all the way up to here. This is at least, it was about 13 cents, but with that kind of momentum, when it tests at a third time near the close, it has a good chance of breaking it, and 3 is just 5 cents away, so it could hit 3, and if it breaks 3, that could trigger a short squeeze, and it could take it easily up to 305, 310, and higher, and that would be a good risk reward, considering I'm only risking about anywhere between 5 and 10 cents. Now it's looking a little weak, so I'm always a little concerned when I go negative, because you have to be very careful. Stocks, I believe that they are random, but it's not white noise random. A stock that downticks does not necessarily mean that it's an equal probability that the next tick will be up or down. Sometimes momentum builds, and a downtick following a downtick is more likely, actually. So I'm always vigilant when I'm holding a loss. There's not much going on. So this is kind of a warning sign right here. When you don't see a lot of volume on the trade, it should be getting more active. But I'm willing to give it some more time. I'm really trying to wait for 320 to 340 for things to really start ramping up. And I mean, really, you can tell. You just kind of tell. At least I can tell. When the buying just starts to pick up and just makes steady progress like a ramp, all the way up to the next test at 290, around 293ish. All right, I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. Whenever I see a trade, then I'll slow it down. Otherwise, this could take forever. Okay, so I'm encouraged now. I'm encouraged. It has asserted itself again, and 281 is kind of alone. And it's UBSS. I've seen this guy before. I don't know what he's about yet. I can't make any conclusions yet, but you know, he's not a regular. He's not like a regular like NSDQ or ARCA or BATS. Okay. So here I'm a little bit concerned again. I'm always concerned when I see this, when I see multiple market makers lined up on the ask and the bid is kind of weak like this. And now it looks like this might be a double top, but I'm not just playing a pure technical. I'm going for the afternoon short squeeze, and the fact that there is strength in this stock, and it's the first up day, and they had a press release. It was a little bit fluffy, but it is a press release, and who knows how high it can go. So that's what I was going for. I wasn't just looking at just the chart and saying, oh, it's going to break. You know, I think I've got some other things going for me on this trade. So although I was a little bit concerned, I was willing, you know, to let it go all the way to 275. I wasn't going to try to cut the trade short. I mean, really, this is really the critical point where I would start to really watch things very carefully and see if it breaks. Because if it breaks in this time, it could just tank. It could go either way at this point, big in either way. So you have to be very careful, because the most volatile points in the market are at the open and at the close. But this is not volatile. you could tell. Look at these candles. These candles are what are they called? Doji, I think. There's like no real body on it because the volume is 1,000 shares, 900 shares, 100 shares in two. This is a 2-minute chart. Only 100 shares. This is only 724 shares. But I'm still going by my original thesis, so until the chart proves me wrong, I'm still in this stock. I'm not gonna try and, you know, take like a penny loss or a penny profit. Okay, now this is good news. You see that? It just broke through this range. All right, let me pause it for a second. When did I? Okay, I know when I sold. I sold right around 340. I sold. Where did I sell? I sold it at, okay, almost 340, 339.41. Okay, this is a very positive sign. This could make or break the move. You see right here is just at that, just about to break out of this sideways range it's been trading in for the past couple hours. And it failed, but it's still holding up. That's okay. Volume is not that great though. So I'm back to 3 times. You can see that even at 3 times, look at the tape. It's pretty slow. I like to see more orders flowing through. I can gauge it sometimes a little bit better. Okay, you can see this guy at 281. That's a good sign. He's ready to get filled in case of a big order. UBSS. He was just on the ask a while ago. Now he's on the bid. Alright, it opened high. That's a good sign. Even though this thing is a little bit red, the good news is it opened high. It's opening up high. Let's see if it can keep it. Let's see if it can keep it. Okay, it's going down. That's okay, but it's basing higher. It's not trying to get back down to here. It's holding up here. That's a good sign. Okay, now we're seeing green again. That's good. You see, it's trying to move up. It's starting to put pressure on here. And that's a good sign, especially at this time of the day. It's not overextended. It can possibly push through this. Now I'm going three times normal speed. You can imagine how boring it is watching this. And I'm watching every tick when I'm in a trade. I like to get as much information as possible when I'm in a trade. So even when the stock is not doing anything for minutes, you can bet I'm still watching it while I have a position. Okay, you see that sell? That's a pretty big sell right there. 10,000 shares. And now look at this. A big reversal. This is not a good sign. But for me, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about risk reward.